All right, I'm on hole number 8 of the 3rd anniversary tournament and Monday's practice round in the rookie division. Hole number 8. Now, I can tell you right now, this is how I'm going at this hole. Taking a power 5 ball right down here, extra mile 9. I'm going to do a rough bump and go right towards the green. And you can be on in 1. On in 1. That is the shot. But I'm not sure that I'm going to demo it right now in front of whoever this person is. What I'm working on over here is an apocalypse shot, and I have an APOC 4, and I'm working on this shot for my odd account because I think this is the shot to get up here if you have an APOC 4 and you don't have an extra mile 9, and your extra mile, or if your APOC 4 won't reach from here. That there is a shot that you can do over here with a 3 power ball because of the extra curl and try and bring yourself up in between this. So last time I was like 2 rings off of this transitional surface, and then I made my wind adjustment. And I ended up right on line with the edge of this sand. And I clipped right down here in the rough and then dribbled out. And so I had plenty of room to the right, or excuse me, to the left. So I'm going to move myself out 1 ring on my setup. And this is a max curl shot with an APOC 4. And see if I can get up into this area right here. But I will tell you that no matter what, power 5 ball, extra mile 9, do a rough bump right at the green is how I'm going at this in the weekend round. In the tournament. So as soon as I get started, when we're really playing, that's how I'm going to do it. But I'm going to practice here for my practice account to try and help you guys get that APOC shot set up. Because I really do think that if you don't have an extra mile 9, you can still get up there really easy. APOC. That big dog's not going to come into play. And if it does, I got bigger problems than the fact that the APOC came into play. I'm going to use a Titan. Let's open up a slot. Get another one rolling. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Get them chests a rolling, roll on. Have you ever opened up a chest and got everything you were looking for? When you first start, so like a lot of these games, you get clubs upgraded all the time, but then all of a sudden you get into the lulls. With the club card trading, it's definitely changed the deal. If you want a shot at it every time, you got to take the shot to the right here. That's a shot at it every time, and I'm thinking that if I take the shot to the right in my low-level account, I'm going to do the rough bump. That's going to be the consistent play. You get a better rollout, and ball guide's not as big a factor because if you can see it coming out of the rough, if you've got 3 ball guides, you're going to get just as good a look. But that this right here is the high percentage place to land, you'll end up with the same exact shot the next time, and you can try and perfect that shot. That it's not a bad deal. Okay, you can see where I'm going to pinch that rough right there. So the wind's blowing me into that rough, so I have to be off. There's 3. I'm going to be off 3 whole rings, and then I'm going to take the wind out. There's a 2, 3, 2. Go about 2.5 rings. I'm going to put it all on. I'm going to put it all on. We're just trying to catch a perfect. And they hit about 2 rings great to the left. That'll put me in the rough. Just barely made it, but that trajectory was perfect right there, being the 3 rings off of that peninsula and then taking the wind out. That is the spot right there. So if I had hit that perfect, it would have bled right through the middle of that fairway area, and I'd be forward just a little bit from where I'm at. That's not a bad shot from right there. You still have tons of work to get done. But if you hit the shot perfect, you can get the eagle here pretty consistent. This is what tears me up is I think the shot from over here that my opponent's taking is a high percentage shot because you get to take it all the time. But if you can end up where I'm at 50% of the time, that is a serious look at eagle. And it is a difficult shot from distance to get on here. It's a tricky little cup. Tricky. Okay, let's see where I'm at in my club. So there's max. I'm a little less than max. So at max, I'm at 1.3 per ring. Just a little teeny bit of backspin on it. Get right up on it. It's 1.3 per ring. Maybe 3.9. Where does that put me off the cup? Whew. Yeah, from this distance, that's about right. Oh, and I hit it great to the right. Won't go in, great to the right. And it went in. Look at that. I think I would have missed the perfect. I was a little bit too far out. I wasn't quite at max club, and I wasn't quite where I like to do my normal adjustments, so I tried to do the ring adjustment on it. I over pulled it by a little bit, but I think we're supposed to do a wind adjustment on that hole. We are supposed to do it. Well, I don't think we're supposed to do a wind adjustment on the shot to the cup. We're only supposed to do a wind adjustment on the drive. I think it's got listed a 10% wind adjustment on the drive, but I'm not sure to which area you're hitting do you apply that 10%. Are you hitting to the left or the right with the 10%? But it doesn't look like there's a shot to the cup. I did over pull that a little. I went to the full ring instead of trying to do the correction. But when you're up close like that, you can get lucky and get it to go in the hole. But when you're far away, you got to hit it. You pretty much have to hit it perfect. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the shot on that, you know, like if we go look at that hole, like, you know, in my mind's eye, I think to myself, if I took this shot 100 times, how many times I would make it? Versus if I took this shot, how many times I would get in the clear out here. But the deal is when you're in the clear, if you could do that 50% of the time, 50% of the time, you've got a serious shot of getting your eagle. Whereas the 50% out here, you still have the same shot. You still have a serious shot if you end up in the rough. And more than likely, you'll end up in the rough long out here. You may end up in the sand if you end up on the inside. But both of those are close up, and those clubs are super accurate when they're close up. So I'm not sure which way is the higher percentage. As a player, I want to think that this has the higher percentage because if I can get out here 50% of the time and give myself that look, and I can make that look 50% of the time, then that means 25% of the time I came to this hole, I picked up something. You know, could I get 25% out here? And that still doesn't, you know, I still may pick up these rough shots 10% of the time. So that puts this hole at a 35% hole. That means 1 out of every 3 times I come to this hole, I could pick this up twice in a tournament. It's trying to make your percentages better on what's working for you. If you're ending up out here and you're constantly in the rough and you're constantly having a hard time, then shoot over here. You'll get the shot every time. If you're taking this shot over here and you're ending up in the fairway quite often, then take that shot over here and end up in the fairway quite often. All right. That was hole number 8 of the 3rd anniversary tournament and Monday's practice round in the rookie division. Thanks for watching.